In this lecture, we are going to see different events that get triggered at different stages of dragging. So the different events that get triggered are create, start, drag and stop. So for this I have created a div element with id item and styled it. And this element is not draggable now. We are going to make this element draggable when we click the create button so that we can see what happens on the create event. So let me try to make this div element draggable on the click of the button. So let me write the code like $btn create, that is the ID of the create button, dot click. I need to write the code and within this function, and here what I want to do, I want to make this element draggable. So how I can do that? I need to specify $item dot draggable. So this item will become draggable when we click the button. Let's see that. Refresh. Now this is not draggable. Let me click the button create. See, this becomes draggable. Okay. Now what I want is I want to manage different events, and as I have already mentioned, the different events that get triggered at different stages of a draggable element is create, start, drag and stop. So let's now try to manage the create event. So in curly braces we need to specify create, that is the event, and let's write a function for create. Okay, in that I'm going to display a message like alert, a draggable element is created, or you can even specify an element is made draggable. Okay, and now let's see what happens. Save, refresh. Now this is not draggable. Let me click the create button. See, you are seeing the message like a draggable element is created, which means that when you make an element draggable, the create event gets triggered. Okay. Now there is another event, and that is start. The start event gets triggered when we start dragging. So the create event gets triggered when the element is made draggable, whereas the start event gets triggered when you start dragging the draggable element. So after this, let me put a semicolon, and after this function, let me next write start. This event will get triggered when we start dragging an element. Okay, so for this also let me create a function, and within this if I write alert some message, what will happen? Each time when we start dragging, it will display the message. Okay, so instead of that, let me try to change the color of this div element when we start dragging. So how we can do that? We can specify $item dot css. Let me change the background color to pink from purple. So pink here, which means when we start dragging, the item's background color will be changed to pink. Why I am not specifying alert message here? If I specify an alert message, it will start to display the message every time when we start dragging the element. So it will be a bit disturbing. That's why I am going to change the color. Let me first make this draggable. So a draggable element is created. Let me now start dragging. See, its background color is changed. Suppose instead of this, I specify a message, alert, the element starts moving. I will show you what happens now. Refresh. The element is made draggable. Then see, the element starts moving. See, again when we start moving, we will get the message. So it will be really disturbing. That's why I have changed the background color instead of displaying a message. Okay. Next event is drag. This event will get triggered when the element is actually dragging. So after this, let me put a comma and specify drag event and function. Within this, let me try to now display a message within a different div element. So I have created another div element with ID status. So let me try to display some message within this div element. Okay. So $status.html. Let me display the message as the element is moving. And one more is stop, which will get triggered when the item stops moving. So let me write that as well. Stop function, and within this let me copy this and write the element stopped moving. Okay. And now let's see. Refresh, create. A draggable element is created. Okay. Let me try to drag this. See, the background is changed and we are getting the message the element is moving. Let me now stop the movement. That is, let me release the mouse. See, we are getting the message the element stopped moving. Again, if I start moving, it will give the message the element is moving. And if I release the mouse, it will display the message the element stopped moving. So we have seen 4 different events that get triggered, and they are create, start, drag and stop. The create event gets triggered when an element is made draggable. Suppose instead of this, if we write it just on the document.ready event, what will happen? Let me remove this and also this one. And now what will happen? Let me refresh. See, as soon as the page is loaded, we are getting the message a draggable element is created because we have written the code like that. Okay, and let me try to drag it. See, the color is changed and also we are getting the message the element is moving. And when I release the mouse, it will display the message the element stopped moving. So this way we can manage different events that get triggered at different stages of draggable process.